Hello, you are welcome. Welcome to this channel. You are welcome. If you are tuning in for the first time, you're highly welcome. And if you have yet to subscribe to this channel, please subscribe because many good things are coming on this channel. We are going to be talking on how to make our own garden, plant your own food, eat from your own garden. It's possible. Grow your food and eat your food. We are in economic recession now globally. Every country, they are feeling the heat, and this is time to encourage people to go into farming, having garden. You have a compound, you have a balcony, you have a veranda, you can start your garden, start your food gardening. And I will be going through how you can make a good bedding and container garden. You can do this in your balcony. You can do this at your backyard, at your veranda, any space you have that you can have direct contact of sun. Even if it's not in the raining season, you can still grow your crops, you can still grow your fruit, you can still grow your vegetables. So today I will be explaining to you how you can make a good bedding and container garden. Creating a beautiful, if you see me looking down, I'm looking at what I've written down, okay? Creating a beautiful bedding and container garden is a great way to enhance the your outdoor space. It's a great way you can enhance an outdoor space garden. Whether you have a small balcony or a spacious backyard, here are some tips to help you achieve a successful garden. There are some tips that can help you to achieve a successful garden. If you want to go into gardening, these tips will help you so that your crops will be fruitful. You have a fruitful garden. Number one, choose the right location. Choose the right location before you start planting. Consider the amount of sunlight. Consider the amount of sunlight the plant is receiving. That is number one. So anywhere your balcony is, if it have access to direct sun, it will help the plant to grow well. So choose the right location before you start planting. Location is very important. Before you start having mind of starting your garden, think of the location. Is location accessing sunlight? Is the location having a space for air? Is the location have a place for drainage? The location is very important before you start your garden. Consider the amount of sunlight you choose the location receive. Most plants requires at least 6 hours of direct sunlight each day. Your plants require 6 hours of direct sunlight each day to help the crop to grow well. Additionally, ensure that the areas have proper drainage to prevent waterlogging. Ensure that the place have a drainage because the vessel, the containers you are using as your garden, it must have a hole so that the water in it will not retain water. Any container you are using you must create a hole, a passage where the water will pass by. And also the veranda or the balcony you are using must have a drainage that will allow a flow of water so that the place will not be messed around. When there is proper drainage, there is proper sunlight, the crop will grow very well. Then number two is select the appropriate plants. there is an appropriate plant for a season. So when you are selecting the plants you want to plant, you have to select the plant for your garden. Consider the climate, the amount of care they require. Opt for plants that are suitable for your region, that match your garden scales. Some popular choice for bedding and container garden include marigolds and impatiens and geraniums. Just know that the plant is compatible. Take the plant that is compatible with the climate weather of where you are. There are some crops that naturally will not grow in a place because of the weather. But before you go into your gardening, you have to consider the climate of the area you are. You have to consider the weather, you have to consider the sunlight, the amount of sunlight the crop will be having. You have to put that into consideration. Number 3, prepare the soil. Good soil is essential for healthy plants. When the soil is good, the soil have to be rich and have to contain enough manure for the crop to grow. You have to have a good soil. And I believe there's soil in each country that they don't have a good soil. You can purchase a good soil to grow your crops. Like the Middle East side we are now, they import soil. So you can buy soil and grow your crops up and plant your crops. So prepare the soil. Good soil is essential for healthy plant growth. Remove any weeds. If you have a bed, if you are using bed gardening, you have to till the floor, the ground, till the ground with your rake fork. You till the ground, clear and remove all the weeds that's on the place. Clear it and let it be neat so that when you plant it will grow very well. It will not have any obstruction. So prepare the soil. Good soil essential for healthy plant. Remove the weeds and the debris from the soil. Loosen the soil with a golden fork and tiller. You remove this with tiller or with rake fork. So remove the weeds. Add organic matter such as compost or well-rotting manure to improve the soil's fertility and drainage. You have to add manure. Good manure that will enhance the crop to grow very well, to make it more fertile, to produce well. You have to add organic matter such as the compost or well-rotting manure. You can use the feces of birds, of animals that have defecates. You can use their feces to put in your crops to help it to grow. You can look for things that will enhance the soil to make it fertile. Number 4, planting techniques. When planting in a containers, ensure they have drainage holes. That is what I said earlier. When you are planting in a container, you're using a container for your garden. Ensure that container have holes, that the water you are putting don't have to be, the container should not retain the water. When it retains the water, it will affect the crop. So you have to put a drainage, a hole in the container, then put the soil, then your seed in the soil. So whenever you are doing the watering your crops, the water will not retain. There will be a drainage that it will pass away. So there is a techniques, planting techniques. When planting in a container, ensure they have a drainage hole to prevent water accumulation. Fill the containers with high quality potting mix, leaving enough space for the roots to grow. The container must have enough space so that the roots, the crops have to have a deep root for it to grow. It must not be shallow. When it's shallow, the root will be exposed to sunlight, which is not good, and the water will be too much for the root to bear. So the container have to be deep enough. I'll be pasting the the clip of how it should be on the screen. At any point I'm giving, I'll be putting the clip for you to see. We must have a deep container when you're using container for your garden. And gently firm it around the base. So number 5, watering and maintenance. Proper watering is crucial for the health of your plants. Water them regularly. Don't forget to water your plants because they need water, they need sunlight to grow. So water it regularly. Every day, water your plants. Ensuring the soil is mulched with, not waterlogged. Containers gardens may require more frequent watering due to their limited soil volume. Because you are using container to do your gardening, you have to water it regularly because it's not like the soil that can retain water. It can retain water because the soil here is not much, so you have to be watering it regularly. Additionally, regularly remove any dead flowers or leaves to promote the new growth. When you see that your plant is having any dead flowers or dead leaves on it, you have to remove it so that a fresh one can grow. Number 6, fertilizing. To keep your plant healthy and vibrant, apply a balanced fertilizer. According to the instruction on the package, this will provide them with the necessary nutrients for optimal growth. If you cannot have enough manure in your soil, another way you can help your soil to be fertile is adding fertilizer. Adding fertilizer to the soil, it helps the crop to grow fast and more healthy. Then number 7, pest control. When the pests are disturbing your crops, you see some pests eating up the crops, you have to control it by using pesticides in controlling it. Monitor your garden regularly for any signs of pests or diseases. If you notice any issue, take appropriate measure to control them. When you see that pests are pesting on your crops and you are seeing the sign, or you see that your crop is not growing very well due to pests attacking the crops, you have to use pesticides. They may include using organic pest control method and seek advice from local gardening center. If you have a gardening center, you can go and complain there. They will give you pesticides. They will give you things that you can use to control the pest, and the crop will be healthy again. By following these steps, you can create a beautiful bedding and container garden that will bring joy and happiness. I wish you luck in your crop and your planting, your garden. I wish you good luck, that you have a fruitful garden where you can grow your own food and eat your own food, your fruits and eat your own food. If you have not yet started gardening, you have to start it now, especially food gardening, because it will help you to reduce the cost of living in wherever you are, because food are quite expensive now. Try to go into food gardening, especially those in Nigeria that even have a fertile ground. People in Nigeria don't have problem with the soil. The soil in Nigeria is so fertile that you can grow year in, year out, and you can harvest a lot without you even stressing, looking for fertilizer or looking for anything. The soil naturally is fertile. When you are in a place like that you are having an adequate rainfall and the soil is fertile, go into gardening. You will eat your own, grow your food and eat your food. It is possible. You don't need a large portion of land before you start your gardening. You can start with your balcony. You can start with containers in your balcony, in your veranda, your backyard, that little space in your compound. You can start something till the ground, prepare the bed, make everything, remove the weeds, and put seed. You can grow tomatoes, you can grow chili pepper, bell pepper, lettuce, you can grow cabbage, you can grow many things in your veranda, in your backyard. Make your bed, grow your food and eat your food. It's very, very advisable. The parts of the country where we are here, the soil is not good and we are not having a good rain, but people are still doing gardening, because they will buy the soil and they will keep in their balcony and it will grow. The grow things is still in UAE here. The grow things, they aid the soil with fertilizer, with manure, and they grow crops. They sell it in the mall. So if you are in a place, in a city that the soil is fertile, go into gardening, especially food gardening. Grow your fruits, grow your crops, grow your vegetables, and you will eat fresh from your garden. It will help you in your health, because it will be healthy. There will not be any need for preservative, because all things sold there before the process of preserving it is having some elements of chemicals in it. There's chemical on those things because of the preservative. But when you have your own garden, you are eating fresh from your garden. It's very, very advisable. It's advisable for you to have your own garden. So this is all I have for you today. See you in the next one. Bye. Please subscribe to this channel if you haven't. Please subscribe, like this video, and share. You don't know who needs this video, this information. Share the video, like and subscribe. Thank you. Bye.